Now, I think wait a minute, what is that I hear? Hold on a second. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, okay. All right. Ukulele player, calm down just a little bit. Okay. Yes, another moment with Bob, brought to you by your friends at Offshore Drilling. It's been a while, hasn't it? Hey, Mike. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. And if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you. Friedrich Nietzsche. I have no fear of becoming a monster, Bob writes, because I do not fight monsters. I type. But I do gaze long into the abyss, and it does gaze back into me. The act of looking into the abyss and having it look back has changed me. And the so-called changed me gazes once more into the abyss, and again the abyss gazes back, and I am changed once more. What Nietzsche left unsaid was the abyss changes too with each viewing. It has become more visible, more known. I used to think that Nietzsche's use of the word abyss was interchangeable with the word void, and I thought Nietzsche's words were a warning. The risk of staring into nothingness was to invite that nothingness inside you. But Nietzsche did not say void. He said abyss, an important distinction. There is literally nothing in a void, but there is something in the abyss. I still think Nietzsche's words are a warning, but now I think he was warning us against something else. Vampiric lore states that a vampire cannot enter a home unless it is given permission. It must be invited. And we all have, to some degree, invited what exists at the center of the abyss into our lives, and it has changed us. We have all become more like the thing in the abyss than before we first looked. Who has gazed into the abyss? Almost everyone. Who has been changed? Again, almost everyone. And what from the abyss has changed and become more visible, more known, more accepted? In a word, evil. Not in any religious sense. There is no God, there is no devil, there are only people, and some of those people are psychopaths. Unfortunately for us, psychopaths rule our world. The war in Afghanistan cost America over $2 trillion, or about $300 million per day for 20 years. The U.S. may have, lost the war, but the military-industrial complex won the money. War is not a business. As General Smedley Butler said, war is a racket. War is a rigged game where the rubes always lose, and their tax dollars are swiftly transferred to the bank accounts of the psychopaths who run the military-industrial complex. The television shows us the anguish and the horror and the deaths, but they never show us the bank accounts of the top 5 defense contractors. Ayatollah Khomeini first used the phrase great Satan in a speech given in November 1979 to describe the United States, which he accused of imperialism and sponsoring corruption throughout the world. Any American who took offense at Khomeini's speech never understood one word of U.S. history. Psychopaths obviously run America's healthcare system. This so-called healthcare system is designed to amass billions of dollars in profit every year by denying healthcare to people or by charging exorbitant prices that primarily serve to bankrupt the people who need healthcare the most. If that isn't psychopathy, I don't know what is. Wherever I look, the energy industrial complex, the food industrial complex, the educational industrial complex, the health and care industrial complex, the entertainment industrial complex. Wherever I look, I see psychopaths in charge. Their overall goal appears to be to systematically lower the quality of life for 99% of the people. The evil in the abyss changes all those who gaze upon it, because evil gazes back. And after a while, you may choose to look away, but that doesn't mean the thing in the abyss looks away from you. As it has become more known, you have become more known to it. It knows your name. It knows where you live. It knows what you want. Regards, Bob. A P.S. So ends my 10th Canadian anniversary moment. We moved up here in August of 2011, became permanent residents in July of 2016, and Canadian citizens in September 2019. Over the last decade, we've been able to clearly see the differences between life in the U.S. and Canada. There is no comparison. When I read or watch the news from the United States, it isn't like gazing into an abyss. It is gazing into the abyss. But we have stupid here, too. In British Columbia, the protocols that were in place to protect us against the original COVID-19 virus were relaxed just when the more dangerous Delta variant started spreading like crazy. The Delta variant is many times more transmissible and many times more dangerous, but it's being treated like it's a lesser threat than the original COVID strain that brought about all the restrictions in the first place. If that isn't a what the fuck moment, I don't know what is. For the insane living in America, I have no words. For the sane people of America, you have my sincere, short-lived condolences. Short-lived? For 5 days in late June, early July this year, British Columbia suffered through its first so-called heat dome event that killed 815 people and roughly 1 billion marine animals. More will follow. So I say short-lived condolences because the temperatures and the oceans rise for us all. Bob. Yeah, another moment with Bob, brought to you by your friends at Offshore Drilling. By the way, if you would like a copy of this particular essay or any that Bob has written over the past, 70 or 80 years, they're all accumulated at his website. His website is voicesinourheads.com. voicesinourheads.com. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.